Now, people will argue that Britain's decline started back in 1997 when we all unwittingly, including myself, the first person I ever voted for was Tony Blair, to my shame. But back then, unlike Brexit, people really didn't know what the hell we were voting for and what the guy was going to do. Sure, he won 3 landslide election victories, but his majority dipped heavily after each one. So in 1997, he won with 418 seats. In the, was it 2001 election? I think it was 413. And then 2005, he had 356. But his legacy is terrible. He is one of the most despised people in the UK still, after all these years. And is he the guy really running Britain? Is he the one telling Keir Starmer what to do? I mean, this digital ID card fiasco, it is his brainchild after all. And conveniently, there are rumours that it's his son's company who will be in charge of dishing it out. But it's easy to think that Blair is behind Starmer because when Starmer talks off the cuff, he can't do it. Nothing he says makes sense. It's alphabet soup. And he isn't convinced by what he's saying. Everything else he says is scripted. And when confronted, he quite literally looks like a rabbit looking to headlights before being run over by a car. So yeah, a classic bought and paid for politician. And just another tool used by Tony Blair to destroy this country. And Blair did this by doing quite a few things which were bad. The Iraq War, for starters. Now, we joined that war because of his unwavering loyalty to George W. Bush, and it was all based on flawed intelligence about weapons of mass destruction. I mean, I remember being deployed there, and we all said, including senior officers, that we shouldn't have been there. There's no such thing as weapons of mass destruction. It's all about oil, and God knows whatever else. I mean, it completely destabilised the Middle East, and our standing in the world dipped drastically. Over 450 British troops died, and it cost the country $37 billion. But that's with Iraq and Afghanistan combined. The guy was condemned by the Chilcot inquiry for misleading Parliament and rushing into war without a viable post-invasion plan. It's helped radicalise some of the Muslims in Britain. It contributed to the 7/7 London bombings. That killed 52 people. And then there's the Good Friday Agreement, basically giving all Irish Republican terrorists a get-out-of-jail-free card, whilst today British Army veterans who served there are getting prosecuted simply for doing their jobs. And then there's the open borders policy. Now, he opened the borders in, I think it was 2004, if I remember, and that allowed unrestricted migration from 8 new Eastern European states. So migration went from just under 50,000 in 1997 to 320,000 by 2010. And that completely has changed the social fabric of Britain. The face of Britain has changed forever. It is irreversible, in my opinion. And that's because we don't have the right leaders with the stomach to do the right thing. It has caused irreparable social and cultural damage. There are pressures on the NHS. It's now an endless money pit just to keep it floating. Class sizes have, I mean, it's not unheard of to have 100 kids in a class now, and not all of them speak English. So it's affecting British kids' schooling, social housing as well. We keep having to build more. I mean, the list is endless. It's quite literally destroyed British identity, and enabling cultural clashes, especially with the spread of Islam in Britain, which is highly concerning. And talking of migrants, under Tony Blair, a huge influx of low-skilled Eastern European and Middle Eastern workers or labour. It depressed wages for natives. So these guys were doing the same job as skilled Brits, but for less money, and employers and greedy tossers were only happy to accommodate. And it was, of course, because of migration, mass migration, legal and illegal, that Brexit happened. Well, as far as I'm concerned, Brexit didn't happen. It hasn't happened. So we have a housing crisis, which we still have today, inequality and working class betrayal. Our public services are at breaking point. And then there's the constitutional overhaul and undermining our sovereignty. For example, Blair's modernisation included devolution for Scotland and Wales, and both Scottish and Welsh parliaments have completely screwed their own people. And even though Tony Blair is retired, he's still in public life, but not like he used to be. He is clearly still in the shadows, and he's pushing for this draconian and intrusive digital ID scheme through Keir Starmer. And somehow he is still ranked the second best Prime Minister post 1975 after Thatcher. He is still kind of reviled by the left and the right, but these out-of-touch middle-class champagne socialists, they need to realise that he helped to prioritise them lot, the cosmopolitan elites, over the working class. And these wealthy idiots who got their riches through capitalism are now calling for socialism for everyone else. So they're okay. Everyone else will have to queue for their bread. Whereas under Thatcher, at least everyone got a chance, somehow, some way, of being a success. And that's the difference between Blair and Thatcher. She tried to fix the country. She was a conviction politician. But this guy is just... what she fixed, he quite literally ripped out the stitches and opened that wound and made it bigger. Hence the Britain we have today. And there we go. I've made this video after a conversation with a friend about the whole thing. It turned into a debate and I won. Anyway, there we go. I hope you like. Let me know what you think in the comments as usual. And I'll see you at my next video. Roger Trout.